Hello everyone, this is Lady Treasure with Lady Treasure Inspired. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm very new to YouTube, but one thing you will find consistently as I post is that I am a preacher, teacher, lady coach, and I work with women and children primarily, and I've been preaching a long time, but I also am an artist and a person interested in a lot of other things. I have a kennel business, so I'll be sharing all kinds of things about that and puppies, and then I have a wedding business, and so I'll be sharing things about that like we are tonight. And then, I like to cook. I'm learning to garden, not really good at that, but I'm showing the different expressions of my artistic interests to inspire others, whether you want to start a business or learn a new thing to do for someone, or just to beef up your confidence, or just make things for gifts. I want to be here to inspire you. That's what I live for. My whole company is just called Inspired. So I'm going to make a centerpiece and ask you to help me set a sweetheart table. So I started already before I came on because I didn't want to make the video really long. So I started with, this is all amber glass on the table, you'll see, and there's a bench with a floral, but this is an amber glass setting, so I used the amber glass oval shape vase, and I just stuck some greenery in there to get started, and then I started poking in my flowers. Now I'm going to show you a quick cheat. When you have a floral arrangement that you just want to make full, and you don't have to only do individual flowers, even though you can fill them in like that. You also can take a whole vine. You can take a vine, and instead of doing what I was getting ready to do with that, you can make a smaller one. I got another amber container, and I just want a smaller centerpiece. On my Facebook Lady Treasure Inspired page, I made a bigger one, and in this case, I want to just simply take a vine, nothing else, and roll it in my hand. Ouch! And of course, they're wires, so you be careful. It'll stick you for sure. And you want to make it a condensed thing, just plop it in there, because I'm not using a quick. You see, I'm not putting anything in there. I'm just going to twine this around pretty much itself until I like what I see. And then I'm going to make sure it stays together. And if I need to add more flowers, I have them. But I don't think I'm going to. Well, let's find out if I'm right or wrong. But you can literally take a vine, look at this, and it will look like you just arranged all those flowers because they're already on a stem. I'm already liking the way it looks. I might add a few more because the colors for this particular bride are cream, peach, amber gold, not just your regular gold. And yeah, I want to add some white flowers, but see that? All I did was take a vine of flowers. Now, the back is not sufficient, so I have to work on that. But let's just work on the front right now. And I'm going to take another, I have this little bunch of white. Watch what I do now. I'm showing you quick cheating ways to do it. I'm going to stick the white down in the middle, and then I'm just going to spread them around and bring my gold scented flower right back where it was. And that's all. After a while, you get used to doing it. You can take anything and throw together a centerpiece in like 5 minutes. But I just want to show you. See how I spread the white around now? Changes it. Then I have these peach little buds, and they are on individual stems. And so I'm just going to pop them in places that I think they'll look nice. And I want to bend that and get it down a little deeper. These are quick ways of doing it. Now, it depends. If you're doing a wedding for a friend and you're just trying to help her save money, all of these little hints can help. But if somebody is paying you to do something more elaborate, of course you want to take the time to do that. But I like these kinds of things, because sometimes, you know, it just doesn't take all that. It just doesn't. And it's still beautiful. And you don't want to, someone can't afford to pay you a lot of money for hours and hours of making a centerpiece, then you ought to be able to do something quick and pretty. I love this one, especially when I'm only going to do one. I like to make sure it has a special place. So I'm going to pop that right there. Yeah, I like the way that looks there. And I don't want this sticking out so much, so I'm going to bend it. And then I don't like these two white being right next to each other, so I'm going to pop this right in there. See how it's filling out? I want more greenery right here, so I just do that. Now, quick, the styrofoam, like I have in here. Let me pull it out so you can see it. A big styrofoam piece, or cut it to measure. And of course, that's the right way to take your time and make an arrangement with cut flowers and a stem. And you want to start with greenery or baby's breath, depending on what they like. But I wanted to show you a quick way to take a vine and just pop it in a bowl and make it look pretty. And so this is coming out the way I want it. Small and very vintage is this particular wedding style. This is the face of it. I call the face the part that's going to be front of the table. The guests are here, the bride and groom are here at this sweetheart table, and I like the way that front looks. Okay, I don't really want this standing up by itself alone. That's just not this particular style. Sometimes you do want that, so I put that down. And now I'm going to go work on the back. So we'll turn this all the way around, and you just take the flowers and put them in. Get them in there. Make sure you have the bride's colors. You know, this is not your opinion and your idea only. This is what the bride wants, what will make her happy. So I'm taking all of the peach ones I have left, filling this back, and I've got a little spot over here. I want to make sure I add one. It's really easy. I don't know how many minutes it's been, but that vine made all the difference. Then I want to break up all the peach. See? You see how I put them there? And I want to make sure I get some of the big gold roses in. And that's pretty much it. I might want something right here. And so I just keep on going until I'm happy with what I'm looking at. And I'm happy with that side, not this right here. And remember, this is the simple, smaller table setting, and the bride just gave you freedom and said, you know, give me my colors, make it simple and small, and I have a small budget. This is a quick way to satisfy that. And still, just because someone doesn't have money doesn't mean you want something to be unattractive, right? You don't want it falling all apart and not being pretty. I'm not putting all of this in a quick because I'm showing you this video, but I would for a wedding. So I like the way that looks. That's finished. I'm gonna take the camera around so you can see it, how it looks on the table, and we're done. My glasses need to be pulled back. Excuse my studio, there's always something going on in here. So there's the bench that the sweetheart table is set in front of. Now we're going to back up and look at the table from where the guest would be looking at the bride and groom. And I think that's pretty. I really do. It's simple, it's vintage. That's the look for this particular bride. I don't have curtains on that window, but of course I would have shears or some kind of pipe and drape elegance behind this. And I'll just pan away to the side, and you see. That's pretty much it. A sweetheart table with a small centerpiece on Facebook. Lady Treasure inspired. I did much larger one. Let me see. Can you see it like that? Yeah, that's it. That's the the view I want. So I want to thank you for being a quick little inspirational video to show you how I put floral arrangements together. I can do something super elaborate and expensive. Somebody wants to pay for it, and you get more high-end flowers. You really do get what you pay for. So if you want velvet and silk, and there's some beautiful foliage out there that you can pay for and reuse, so it's worth the investment. Sure, but if this is a DIY bride sort of thing, which is what I set up tonight for, you want to use the prettiest dishes you have to let her rent them from you, and you want to make sure that your bride is happy that you did her colors, her style, and you gave it to her at a budget she could afford. So that's Lady Treasure Inspired. Until I see you again, you can fly.